All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Yankees Recap. This is where we recap all the latest news, updates, and everything going on in the Yankee community. We are almost there. Almost there. The Yankees, they're on the verge of clinching a postseason spot, which feels so good to say. Entering today, Friday, all the Yankees need is a win and a loss from either the Red Sox or the Seattle Mariners. Those things happen and we clinch. But the way I see it, let's face it, after the Yankees took care of business winning 2 out of 3 in Toronto, we'd honestly have to try to miss the playoffs. Things are just looking that good, and that's how big that game was. And I think it's almost just as satisfying that we essentially ended the Blue Jays season, which at least for me, it's satisfying. I mean, they'd have to sweep their final series with the Orioles, who, shout out to the Baltimore Orioles. They just somehow, they took 2 out of 3 from the Boston Red Sox, which helped us out big time. But yeah, the Blue Jays, they'd have to sweep that series, and then both the Mariners and the Red Sox, if my math is correct, would have to get swept. So the odds are stacked against them. It's not looking good. And to me, that's satisfying. I don't like, I'm 21 years old, right? But some people consider me a boomer, which I don't consider to be the case. But I definitely don't like how the other day the Blue Jays act like they just won the World Series when they beat us in that game, the middle game of the 3-game set. I don't know. They're a little bit too cocky for my liking, so just to see them eliminated from the playoffs, or not officially eliminated, but they're headed that way, it is kind of satisfying, not going to lie. So yeah, winning that series was crucial to the Yankee playoff hopes, and let's dive into a big part of why they did, and that's Aaron Judge, who had a big series, drove in 5 runs in 3 games, crushed 2 homers to dead center Thursday night. And they kind of looked identical. I mean, the first one went a little bit further. But, I mean, if you look at the pitch location, the follow-through, and another thing that was similar is that they were both go-ahead homers. Judge, he now has 17 game-tying or go-ahead home runs this season, which passes Giancarlo Stanton for the most on the team. And I know we get into this all the time, but, it cannot be understated how valuable Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton have been to this team this season. Where the hell would we be without those two? It's kind of makes me nauseous just thinking about it. We probably would honestly be a team that's fighting to be 500 and not on the verge of clinching a postseason spot. So forever grateful for what they did this season, and we got him for, assuming we extend Judge, which we definitely will, and we'll name him captain. We're gonna have these guys for a good little while, which is a nice thought. Anyways, Judge, he now sits at 39 homers and 97 RBIs, so finishing with a 40-100 season is quite possible. He's just a 3-run homer away. We have 3 games left to go. Now, we're going to hit on some important injury updates in just a moment, but first, we got to acknowledge some big news down in the minor leagues, which we do occasionally here and there, and it's really only regarding this guy, Yankees' #1 prospect, Anthony Volpe, who's a Jersey native, by the way, which is where I'm from, and I'm sure some of you guys as well. He's been named MLB Pipeline's Hitting Prospect of the Year. For those who aren't familiar with him, he's 20 years old, younger than me, and our first-round pick in 2019. He plays shortstop, and he put up insane numbers this year, hitting .294 with a .423 on base, .604 slugging percentage with 27 homers, and a .170 weighted runs created plus. He led all minor league levels in OPS and weighted runs created plus. That's how good this dude is. I keep telling him on Instagram to, when he gets called up to the big leagues, please select number 0. That way he can be the last Yankee ever to wear a single-digit number when he gets inducted into Monument Park. You may think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I'm already kind of considered, I'm betting on him making the Hall of Fame, yo. Not even joking. That's how, this dude is hyped up. I'm being a little bit sarcastic here, but I'm excited about him, and you guys should be as well. But all right, moving on, let's hit on some injury news. First and foremost, let's get this one out of the way. Luke Voit, he's landed on the IL with a left knee sprain. Same knee he had to have surgery on. To be honest, this could mean we've seen the last day of Luke Voit as a Yankee, which is sad. I mean, there's still a lot that could happen in the offseason. We don't know if Rizzo's coming back. If Rizzo isn't re-signed, then I assume the Yankees keep Voit. But with the way he's been treated over the last month, and really ever since Rizzo came here, would not be shocked, as I mentioned in my other video, if Voit ends up requesting a trade out of here. So if it's not the end of him as a Yankee, I think it's definitely going to be it for this year, because like I said, even when he was healthy, he wasn't playing anyways. Joey Gallo, he underwent some x-rays on his left wrist, which came back negative. He sat last night, but he's listed as day-to-day, so we'll definitely be seeing him this weekend before the postseason starts. And I would assume even tonight, the series opener against the Rays. Jameson Taillon, he's feeling better than expected with his cranky ankle. I'll be honest, once he left the game the other night, I just assumed that he was done for the season. Because, I mean, that was his first start back from the IL, and then he left the same injury that put him on the IL, which is never good. Yeah, I just assumed his season was over, but he'll remain on the roster for now. Boone did say he isn't sure if Tyrone will pitch again this year, so still not looking good for him. And even if, like, from a health standpoint, he's okay, I'm not exactly sure I want to be starting Jameson Taillon, who's thrown, 3 innings within the last month. He's had a pretty solid year, and I'm excited for him next year. He's under control for 2022 as well. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I think the postseason rotation right now, as it stands, would be the way it's lining up. It's going to be Cole, Nestor, Monty, and Corey Kluber. But yeah, that's it for this Yankees recap. Vibes are good right now. And as I said in the last episode, appreciate right now, because while I think we're going to win the wild card game, you never know what's going to happen. So just cherish the moment of, prepping for October baseball, getting hype over it, getting excited, thinking about all the matchups and what lineup we're going to roll out and how things are. It's just an exciting time. It's the first day of October, and yeah, things are looking good, guys. I think it's safe to say, even in the biggest haters of the Yankees would admit that they're almost definitely going to be making the playoffs, which that is good. Right now, all we got to focus on is securing home field. So, I mean, if we take 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay, I think that mathematically would secure home field advantage. But there is a possibility. I think we only win 1 game and we get the home field as well. So yeah, guys, we're chilling right now. I will probably do another one of these. I guess I'm gonna have a couple postseason preview videos coming out, probably like a postseason lineup preview before the wildcard game. So stay tuned for that. We've got a big week coming up. The wildcard game I think would be Thursday, right? Or Tuesday? I don't know. All I know is it's coming up next week. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.